Can you hold the? Can you do whatever that's called?
Good, or do you want me to do them the other way?
I don't know what way is better for letting in less light.
This way, I think.
Is that a fart?
No, I promise. But when I was on my birthday call for Nancy,
We are live.
her nieces and nephew were in 2 separate rooms.
Yeah.
So like mom was with the nieces and dad was with the nephew. And mom farted.
Whoops.
And the nephew was like, I think my mom just farted on the call. And all of a sudden you look at their screen and the mom's like, we gotta go. And she turns the screen
Can somebody make sure? All right, I'm ready. I'm going to try and hit the record button 8,000 times until it works. I need a new mouse.
One.
Oh, yeah, money just grows off trees, doesn't it? You know how expensive mice are?
Our insurance company, our car insurance and our homeowners insurance company paid us a dividend of $43 just now.
Our top of the line mouse. All right.
Wait, what's your insurance company?
New Jersey manufacturers.
All right, we're starting. 3, 2, 1. Nope. Go Nintendo podcast. Webisode 768. The Galio, oh boy, I don't know how to say this one. We got a new bongo. The Galisopod podcast, or Galisopod. The Go Nintendo podcast is a part of the Greenlit Podcast Network at greenlitpodcasts.com. Mom Brain,
Yes, dear.
will you tell us about... No. Every week. I remembered. Can you tell us about Galisopod?
Gladly. Galisopod, with a flashing slash of its giant sharp claws, it cleaves seawater or even air right into. That is like a poem. Let me read that one more time.
I feel like we need like the Japanese like. No,
I know exactly what you mean. Yes.
Okay.
Hoyo.
There you go.
Yeah. With flash.
There you go. Clear right into the microphone. That's
Sorry,
fantastic.
With a flashing slash of its giant sharp claws, it cleaves seawater or even air right into.
Thank you, Mom Brain.
It is 6 feet tall, 238 pounds.
Thank you, Mom Brain.
It is gendered both.
Thank you, Mom Brain.
The category is hard scale, and its ability, like mine, is emergency exit. I'd like to make an emergency exit from this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom Brain.
The pleasure was mine entirely, and I apologize again for clearing my throat.
Thank you, Mom Brain.
You're welcome. And I'd like to apologize again for clearing my throat.
Please don't do it, because then Nikki Hill's going to keep doing it. Nikki Hill is going to practice something today. He's going to practice muting his microphone when he's not talking or eating food. Or when he's not... He's going to mute his microphone when he is eating food, not when he's not eating food.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
I'm muted.
Are you muted?
Yes.
Let me hop into the Discord and say hello to our lovely friends in there.
I'm hopping in right now myself.
Hello, Nico Darunia and Dre Gamer and Solid Master Link and the Aloe Wolf and Joe and Hiley and Tom and Autumnal Blake and Joe is Cool and Roth and Robot Face and Malik Halo. Yes, Malik Halo, you got it correct. Nikki Hill will mute his microphone if he is or is not eating food.
Wow, I am impressed.
Hello, Anastasia Beaverhausen. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I really appreciate it. Again, I will try to pop back and forth between the Discord to say hellos, unless Nikki Hill's going to keep that job up.
I mean, I'm doing something right now, but I'll get there.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to improve my performance on the podcast.
Oh, are you? You're not on your earbuds?
Not right now. I'm not.
Yeah, you sound a little different. Hello, After Noobs. Hello, Highly and Likely 64.
My phone is charging. Things are happening.
Okay. All right. Hello, Joe Shabadoo. Good to see you. Let me get to something that I begged Mom Brain not to talk about in detail last week because I said there might be a follow-up, and there is a follow-up.
And did I talk about it in detail last week?
I had to stop you.
I can't do anything right. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize for clearing my throat and for speaking too much.
Mom
Mom
Brain,
I am a woman and I should be quiet
Mom
in a
Brain,
corner.
you don't speak
Brain.
too much.
I'm sorry that you're quarantined in that environment. If you need a place to go, a safe place, you can come here.
Thanks.
Mom Brain, serious. Can I have that board, please? Just turn it towards me. Thank you. Mom Brain, serious question. Scale of 1 to 10. How good has your quarantine with me been?
I'm ready to answer.
Yes.
10.
I don't know where the ba-ba is, but
Also,
I'll
I
give
just
you
want
this.
you all to know
Mom Brain,
that I am
For $1.
perfectly safe because I have the screwdriver this week.
oh boy.
So,
Who drew that picture? Was it Highly Unlikely or was it After Noobs? I think it's one of them. That's terrible that I don't remember. I apologize.
oh, Anastasia Beaverhausen watched Crip Camp and said they were amazed. I'm so glad you watched it and enjoyed it.
Let me get this straight. Highly Unlikely drew an amazing picture related to something that's been going on the podcast in recent weeks, the pandemic podcast. I had a screwdriver in the podcast room because I was taking something off of a wall, and I left a screwdriver in here, and I've been faux threatening Mom Brain with it just on camera, and then it became something we talked about a little bit. And Highly Unlikely drew an amazing picture in the and sent it to me in the Discord of basically the Master Sword, but in place of the Master Sword, it is the screwdriver from the podcast.
And After Noobs made a hot dog pizza, and we had a really nice relationship until I saw that hot dog pizza and gagged a little. And now I feel like maybe she has forsaken me.
What is worse, the screwdriver or the hot dog pizza?
A hot dog pizza. I mean,
Okay, you can take this back, by the way.
that's really gross. A hot dog pizza. That's really gross.
Pizza Hut did a hot dog pizza. It was hot dogs in the crust.
Enough. We are
We
not
actually-
talking about it anymore.
We actually went to get it, and it was sold out. The cross section of pizza eaters and hot dog eaters must like that Venn diagram is in the middle of it is hot dog pizza eaters. But they only did it once. They haven't brought it back, so we never got.
I believe I was there for that.
You were, and we never got to try it, and I'm very disappointed.
I'm going to call that divine intervention.
Still on the line.
Autumnal Blake says, "Well, that's food talk on the Ubongo board."
I'm sorry.
We got a new bongo. All right. Anyway, I don't even remember how we got onto that tangent, but yes, we have a follow-up on something. I said I would offer a follow-up if I had one. Squirrel. As you might remember, last week we talked and I said I reached out to him multiple times to try and get comment. And he was all about it beforehand, but then things went dead. And I said, I don't want to say he's not going to respond. I'm going to reach out to him one more time. We'll see what happens. So I reached out to him one more time, and he gave me a response. And I haven't shared this anywhere because I figured I'd read it.
Oh, can I read it?
Read it on the podcast first. Mom Brain, you got to go get that food.
It says
ball.
right here. It
No,
says,
I don't. He can play with it downstairs.
please stop contacting me.
So I'm going to read you in full. I guess I should wait to read this while you're gone because I know
I'll be right back.
Animal Crossing is important to you. Mom Brain is going downstairs to check on the food ball that we have for the cat. She gives the cat a little treat ball that he bats around, and it slowly pours out treats, but he's knocked it downstairs, and I was worried that it bounced into his litter box because that has happened with some of his toys before. What happened? Is it empty?
Almost. And it was like in between the wall and the litter box.
See? I told you. All right, Mom Brain. Here is the statement. I'm going to read it in full because I want to make sure words are not misconstrued or anything like that. Here we go. It's a little lengthy, so get ready. Of course, I wrote the piece hoping to provoke a response. That's the point of any opinion piece, something I was poking fun at on Twitter as well. That said, what I turned into my editor and what was published was something that I had a lot of fun writing and something that I hoped people would also enjoy reading. A tongue-in-cheek hot take that would make people laugh while pointing out flaws in the game. To me, as a veteran of this industry, there's a clear distinction between that and clickbait, which I would usually only use to refer to content that offers no value on its own merit, if that makes sense. But the realities of the media industry are what they are, and everyone from BuzzFeed to the New York Times frames stories, particularly opinion pieces, in ways that that will get the reader's attention. The problem, I think, is that so many people feel so close to parts of our culture, art, movies, games, etc., that they treat attacks on those things as personal attacks. If that much of someone's personal identity and self-worth revolves around defending one game or movie series or TV show from any perceived attack, to the point of telling people who disagree with them that they hope they catch coronavirus, then I'm not sure if that person is engaging with the art in a completely healthy way. Was the framing of my piece condescending and hyperbolic? Sure. But to me, that's part of the fun. I'm also an Animal Crossing player. I'm making fun of myself as well. I'm happy that you wanted to respond to my piece by creating content of your own. I wish that more people would read, more people who read it could have done the same. If they wanted to call me a basic bro or a dumb, uncultured ogre for not liking the pretty happy baby game, that's all fair. I can laugh at myself and my opinions. I wish that more people who engage with video games regularly could do the same. If they disagree with me and they want to do so in a sharp, funny, acerbic way that will provoke a response, then by all means, send them my way. I'm happy to try to connect with them with an editor. I'm happy to try to connect them with an editor who could use an end-of-the-month traffic bump and another fun piece on their site. That is the full statement. We're going to have to close the door if he's going to do this. So there you go. That's the statement. Mom Brain, your response?
I respect that he responded to you. I like that he respects you for the way that you've responded. I still think that he doesn't get the point of your response. I still think he's still like, whatever, it's just dumb, and we all just need to agree that it's dumb. Like, I can't.
What are you saying is dumb? His piece or the game?
The game, like he's still saying, like, and that's fine. I mean, I appreciate that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I personally would be. Clearly his values and morals and mine don't line up, and I'm okay with that. I personally would be really disappointed in myself if I behaved that way and I made my living that way. So, I can have like no hard feelings for the guy, and like, I don't think I wouldn't be like he's a trash human being. Like I don't, he made a couple of decent points, but I'm not going to say like, he cleared his name for me. Like, I feel like, all right, I understand where you're coming from. Like I wasn't expecting an apology. I wasn't expecting, a change of heart or anything of the sort. So I'm not like disappointed. I think that's probably exactly the response I expected, with maybe a little bonus of saying that he like respects that you addressed it in the way that you did.
Yeah, he makes the comment about clickbait, saying he doesn't believe it to be clickbait. I understand. I guess the traditional description of clickbait is an article that factually misleads someone in its headline. But I think clickbait has also moved on to headlines that are like, what the hell was that,
Was that
Nikki
a
Hill?
cow?
Let me close my window. It's a beautiful day, but let me shut myself indoors.
What monster just walked by your window?
It was a vehicle driving down the road.
That was a dying dinosaur, definitely.
It was a man riding a dying dinosaur down the road.
Die, monster.
Is that on you, Bongo Board? Listen, I'm confused. Did he say that he plays Animal Crossing? So if he was making fun of it, he's making fun of himself?
Yes, he did say that.
Okay. My other thing is he wants to write tongue-in-cheek, but like if you write tongue-in-cheek with no like kind of follow-up or comment, or at least heads up that it kind of is, you run the risk of inciting a lot of other anger on the internet.
Well, yeah, I would argue that
because it's not really an opinion piece. It's more satire or humor.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways to look at it. I understand, in the world of humor, if you're telling a joke, you're not gonna say this is a joke and then tell the joke. So he doesn't want to be this is satire, and then
I think he backpedaled. I kind of feel like he backpedaled a little.
If you read
Hi Rat Master,
a satire column or something, it says in there that it's satirical, and so, but he's writing it. And the other thing is he doesn't intend for it to be clickbait. But like I said, when I clicked on it last week, ads popped up right away because he didn't intend for it, but the place that he wrote for totally did.
The place that he wrote it for was obviously interested in getting the clicks, yes. And I knew people would be baited by the title, yes. So that's what I was trying to say. There's different types of clickbait, and obviously I think the more important kind is the kind that factually misleads people. That needs to really get taken care of. But this is also clickbait, in my opinion, just not, factually incorrect clickbait. It's just, a title that is baiting the reader because they read it and they're like, why the hell would this guy say this? He also said, the realities of the media industry are what they are, and everyone from BuzzFeed to New York Times frames stories, particularly opinion pieces, in ways that will get their readers' attention. So they play up titles and things like that. I would argue that is only because people continue writing like that, and perhaps we need to address that sort of thing. I work very hard to make sure with my titles, especially on Twitter, that I do not come across like that. I try and give as many facts as possible without spoilers in a title. And I'm never Miyamoto said something you won't believe about Smash Brothers, or Masahiro Sakurai.
You won't believe the new game Nintendo is putting out next month.
Sakurai hurt his hand doing what? I don't, it was masturbating, by the way. I don't do stuff.
It's always masturbating.
I just, I appreciate the response, certainly. It's an agree to disagree situation with some of this stuff here. I don't think, and as I said in my video piece, there's nothing wrong with criticizing Animal Crossing. I want to point that out, or anything. I always appreciate a straightforward, well thought out critique of anything, whether the person loves it or hates it. I appreciate a factual approach without the hyperbolic aspect of it, which is something he brings up. I don't have any interest in hyperbolic language. I don't have any interest in snark outside of my friend group. We're all snarky with each other because we're friends. I don't want to put snarky content out on the internet because that I know you guys, you know me. When it comes to the internet, I'm reporting stuff. I've been doing features on GoNintendo for I guess close to a month now. Every Monday through Friday, I have something written that's an opinion piece, and I go out of my way to not write in that style because I find it gross. I'm not saying other people shouldn't write that way, and I'm not saying it's not a part of the internet. It certainly is. I'm just saying personally, I wish that weren't the case, but it generates a lot of attention, so it is what it is. Yes, Mom Brain.
I mean, it was I don't mean this as a commentary on him as a person, but the piece was trashy. It was not a useful, you can't say that was a critique or a review of the game. It was clearly, if you like this game, you're a baby. It's a dumb game for babies.
I would disagree. There was a legitimate critique within the article, but it was framed within, if you like this, you're a baby. Yes. So I think most people, what happens is they read the headline and they're like, and they get angry. I'm not going to say that's right or wrong. I read the article and I said, it's a shame that he framed it like this because there's valid critique within here. And I would appreciate the critique, and I would put more merit behind the person writing it if they didn't take this approach. Now, if they're writing for a site like Nikki Hill was saying that's specifically satirical, something like... why can't I think of the name of it? The Onion. Yeah, then go for it. Go all out.
But if he feels like it's a childish game, there's a way to put that too. If you're really looking, look, I mean, I work in public education. All I do is say things in a nice way without hurting feelings. That's like 90% of my job.
You know,
Romy, did he mention in the article that he plays the game, or just in the letter back to you?
Well, in the article, it's clear that he plays the game because he has comments on how he doesn't like certain aspects of the game. So he doesn't outright say, I play the game, I don't believe, but it's very clear through the article that he has at least played the latest installment.
But that he enjoys it, like not that he just played it to review it of some sort.
I would say there was no indicator throughout the article at all that he enjoyed it. No.
Right, because that would be more like humor for me or whatever if he writes this attack, or not really attack, but like this whole commentary on how it's a baby game for babies, and then he's like, and I love it.
I mean, that's like a Do Michaels move.
Yeah.
And let me be clear, like my feelings aren't hurt by this. Like I'm not, like worked up. I'm sorry if someone does have hurt feelings because of it, and I hope that you can work on that for yourself. So like I'm not saying that I'm sitting here like outraged. It's just it's like a very small piece of the like larger puzzle that makes me upset.
And I don't like this statement of saying like, okay, yes, I agree, people shouldn't be telling you should have coronavirus because you wrote this thing. I get it, but that's the internet. And you're also generating content that will generate that kind of response, whether you think it should happen or not, whether you think it should be there or not. That's the kind of stuff you're going to get when you write stuff like this. So maybe you should think how these kind of articles fuel that kind of discussion. And I'm not saying articles that are factually based and don't have hyperbolic language won't also fuel that, but I would imagine there would be less of it. So we have to think of how we all play into it. Highly unlikely says the difference is that I don't believe he meant it as actual criticism. He meant it to be inflammatory, specifically to get clicks. Now that, hello, Freddy Fro, that is the question. I don't know. And I don't think we will know. Hello, Kirby. I meant to say hello to you earlier.
Maybe
Kirby.
all of us can take from this.
Take a dump.
That, when we go out into the world on the internet, maybe we can be a little more thoughtful about what we say and how we say things, because our GoNintendo community is generally a bunch of really great people.
Hi, Jumpman.
And so maybe that's part of
that's
our
always
GoNintendo
something.
legacy.
That's always something that I've tried to do is keep it feeling like we're a friendly place and have a personal connection rather than somewhere that does inflammatory articles. I have no interest in that. Unless I was on writing for a purely satirical site. I'm
going to tell you, in our house, there's very little drama. We live a fairly like laid back.
Here comes the drama. Here comes the drama.
Life. How would you?
You got to close the door.
We don't. That's not the way we roll.
Thanks, Mom Brain. You're No, don't give him more food. All right. Well, that's the response. So thank you to him for writing that response. As I said, I wanted to make sure he got his full chance to explain himself out there. So, Mr. Crosby, thank you for that. The issue is done and dusted. We will not be going any further into it unless, something crazy pops up. You won't believe what he's going to say next. But that's it. Before we get into news, Josh Grobot, my friend, how are you this lovely weekend? All right, Josh. Well, anyway, we'll move on to news. Can I get a news?
Feeling so great. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for getting back to me, Josh. You all right? You busy over there?
We'll just have to wait and see.
Can I have?
Did you say you were going to post his response?
I did not. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I told him specifically.
If you do, can you just leave it like the headline is like, "You won't believe what he had to say."
I think he would like that, so I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I'm going to post it or not. I might add it to the original article and then tweet out and let people know that there's comment from him. But I told him specifically I was going to talk about it on the podcast. All right. Can we do some news, please?
A big hello to my hands.
Yes, thank you, Josh.
I was just saying it to myself because I was on mute.
Highly unlikely.
Is that what I sound like?
More like Josh Slowbot.
Is that what I sound like?
talk about Josh like that.
He's really slow lately.
Hold on.
See what I mean?
Has somebody
Shut up. I
charged him?
don't care.
Yeah, I was charging him before today's show. Well,
Well,
hopefully
it's on his battery.
I missed the
Is he-
old.
Did you do a speed test on his internet connection?
I did not. I missed the old like snappy Josh. He doesn't seem to have it anymore.
I am the world's best singer.
Thank you, Josh.
Maybe quarantine's really getting to him.
He's just tired, I guess. It's all right. Well, you know, it's.
No, not at
sit
all.
around.
Oh, there you go. No, not at all. All right. Let's get into some news.
I'm sure he doesn't want to be here, though.
I don't want to be here.
See? Who loves you, baby? Who knows you?
Nintendo says they are planning to add Animal Crossing or content to Animal Crossing New Horizons for years and years, Mom Brain. So don't worry.
Yes.
Nintendo's Animal Crossing director Aya Kyogoku says we want to make sure that in 2 years or 3 years down the road, players will still continue to find new surprises in the game. So we hope to create an update that you can do that with. We want to make sure that users will be able to find new surprises and gain new what?
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure that users will be able to find new surprises and gain new elements as they play for years down the road. We wanted to make sure that we add something for that, so they don't get into specifics of what they're going to be adding. But yes, Mom Brain, you're going to have plenty of content to play for years to come.
Thank heavens.
How is Animal Crossing going for you? Very quickly.
No, we'll share later.
Okay. Gameplay for fun says, I already stopped playing when they nerfed bug spawns. I don't time travel, so it was my only real source for bells and reason to do island tours. But now they pretty much got rid of that aspect of the game, at least for me. I just lost interest. I'm kind of glad because now I can catch up on my other games. Well, I would say there are many other ways to get bells, but I guess
That story was boring and dumb.
wow, Josh, maybe you should go right for the Business Insider with that kind of attitude. Yeah, I would say there's plenty of ways to make bells other than tarantula farming and all that. What?
Did you see the picture after Noops just posted?
I did not. No.
Oh, it hits me right there.
A cat's beans. Hello, Morton. Good for seeing you. Morton says Animal Crossing might be one of the most perfect games ever to have a live service component. Amazing stuff is going on with Animal Crossing, and we're going to talk a bit about that later today. I can't believe this stuff. Actually, flip that around. We're going to talk about something that's not part of today's news. Speaking of Animal Crossing, oh boy, where's all the new stuff? Oh, down here. No, it's not. Where's all the new stuff?
Making fun of Josh for being slow, and here you are.
Well, Josh is a living,
you
breathing
made
robot.
the G-Dang thing.
Speaking of Animal Crossing, someone has made a game show in Animal Crossing. It is
for $1.
It is not Millionaire, but it is Deal or No Deal. So they have people come to their island to play Deal or No Deal, and they have like the briefcases up on a hill behind them, and you get to pick a briefcase, and it has 1 bell or 1,000,000 bells. You don't know.
That's amazing.
And all I know is the banker better be Tom Nook.
A. Beaverhausen was watching them earlier.
It's such a cool idea. Yeah, we're going to talk about more stuff like that a little later in the show. Indivisible, which was announced for the Switch quite some time ago, is now available. Hooray! Here's the thing. It came, you can take that back.
Thank you.
It came to the Switch without any...
Touch it again. And you get the screwdriver.
Wow. It came to the Switch without any previous announcement of release date. Like, it was just like, oh, here it is. And people were obviously surprised, but also happy that it just randomly showed up. And it turns out it was a surprise to everybody, including the developers of the game. They had no idea that it was going to launch when it launched. Mike Zymont, one of the developers on the game, says, hey, that thing everyone wanted is out right now. Indivisible is available digitally for the Switch in North America. Feel like you missed the announcement? You're not alone. Our team found out because people on Twitter sent us congratulations. I had no idea, but there it is. He says... The Switch version of Indivisible itself is great. The porting group did seriously excellent work, runs at a stable frame rate, even in handheld. However, the old build that was apparently now released doesn't have co-op, New Game Plus, or anything else recent. No release date announcement, no lead-up PR at all. It's missing current features like co-op. The eShop art is the wrong image. This launch does not represent the quality standards of Lab Zero. That's the name of the developer. It just doesn't. I'm sorry, it wasn't us. But hey, it's 20% off. So you're probably wondering, what the hell happened here? Why did this game just randomly show up? That doesn't happen. How the hell does a game get released on the eShop without the developer knowing that it's going to get released? The publisher, 505 Games, at first, when they were approached for comment, said it was a happy accident. And that's really all they said. They didn't explain anything. They just said it was a happy accident. And people were like, yeah, that's good. But why? Why did it happen? And they finally shared a blog at 505 Games, and they said the tool that's used to add things to the eShop, somebody accidentally clicked the wrong button, and they didn't realize it until the game launched. And they were like, oh crap. So that's why the older version launched, because the game was originally going to launch sometime in May, along with a day one update that would add in other features, not the co-op or stuff like that. That's coming later. But there was going to be a day one update to address some features. But now we have the previous version of the game without the day one update because it's not ready to be pushed live yet. So it turned into just a big weird accident that I can't recall ever happening before. It's so odd to me, and I would imagine a lot of developers going forward that are working with 505 are going to be worried about their game just randomly popping up on the eShop without getting any lead up. And I would imagine some developers are going to be like, 505, isn't that the company that screwed up that launch? We don't want to work with them on the Switch eShop. So it's turned into a whole mess, but I guess it's not too bad for us because we get to play the game early. Mom Brain, what's the matter? You look lost in thought.
I'm not, but you want to hear a weird fun fact that you might not know?
Sure.
The room that we are in right now.
I am the world's best singer.
At one point when I was first born, this was my bedroom.
Okay.
Till I was like 5.
Okay.
And then I moved upstairs.
Okay.
To where our bedroom is now.
What's the weird point?
That's weird, isn't it? Like we're right now doing a podcast in the bedroom I slept in when I was a baby.
Do you want to go to bed? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I always want to go to bed.
Lay your head down on the table.
I have a question about that news story.
Yeah.
Do they know how many copies it sold?
It's still on there now. They didn't take it down.
I know, but do they know like how many they sold since it accidentally launched early?
Well, if they do, they're not allowed to say the numbers. Nintendo doesn't allow third-party publishers to share that information.
I'm curious to know how well it has or is selling.
I know people wanted the game, and
but did you say it's not playable right now, or it is? It's just got problems, and there's going to be a patch in May.
Oh, if only you listened. The game is playable.
I was trying to listen.
You can download it and play it. Yes, it is just not the most current version of the game. It is not broken or anything. It plays.
All that news that you told after that his tweets wasn't on the page, so I couldn't really follow it because I was trying to follow it.
All that news that you told.
Yeah,
yes.
The follow-up about 505 and everything, none of that stuff is here.
I know you would think that. Well, it's in a later story. I was combining it. You would think
is
that
it a top story?
I don't know if it is. You would think that you would listen to the part that's not on the page, and you could reference the part on the page later.
DD, mega doo-doo.
So yes, the game is available and it is playable and it is okay. There's no game-breaking bugs or anything like that. It's just not in the state that they wanted it to be released, which is why there's going to be a day one update. Drew says, "I wonder who's really pulling all the strings in the eShop." Well, like
we got a new bongo.
What is that for? I'm not in the Discord.
Autumnal Blake says we got a new bongo.
For what was the final Ubongo?
I don't know. DD Mega Doodoo?
Hopefully. So yeah, we're still waiting on a day one update. No date for that other than we heard it's coming in May. All right, here's the Animal Crossing story that I wanted to talk about, and I think it's very exciting.
Your mom is in the Discord.
Oh boy. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Animal Crossing.
We gotta celebrate.
Animal Crossing New Horizons is being played by all kinds of people, including Gary Whitta. And Gary Whitta works in Hollywood.
Gary Royce in the flesh.
Oh, hey, Gary Royce. He used to be a part of the game industry, but he has transitioned into the world of film and cinema. He was a screenwriter for The Book of Eli. He co-wrote After Earth with M. Night Shyamalan. I don't know that you want to have that on your resume, but he also was the co-developer of the story for Rogue One, a Star Wars story. So he redeemed himself. But while, the movie industry isn't exactly moving ahead right now, he's keeping busy with Animal Crossing New Horizons, and he has done something that I don't think anyone else has ever done. I'm sure there's going to be copycats now, but he's the first one that I know of. He has created a late night talk show within Animal Crossing New Horizons. And it streams live every Wednesday, I believe, and then they do an edited version, as in a TV show. A regular traditional late night show is edited, so he does an edited version that comes up on YouTube later, and this is going to have celebrities and other special guests and even musical acts, just like a regular late night show. I watched some of the he's on Twitter. He shared a couple snippets from the episode that's coming up this weekend, I think, from the live stream, and he had Felicia Day on as one of the guests, and they actually show up in the game, and she was wearing like a special outfit that she put together for her appearance on the show, and she was wearing like a poop hat because she thought that was appropriate, and she specifically went out and got stung by a bee for the show or a wasp, I'm sorry, for the show appearance, because she said it gives your character kind of like little beaver teeth along with the swollen eye, and she really likes the way that looks. So she's the most recent she's the guest on the most recent episode, which should be live sometime this weekend. But again, you can check it out on Twitch and see just the live stream version if you don't mind the unedited content. I don't know what the Twitch link is off the top of my head, but just go to Gary Whitta's Twitter and you'll get all the links that you need. I think that is such a cool idea. And he's got, his house, one room in his house set up like a TV studio. Like, he's got the TV cameras. He's got a desk that he sits at. He's got the couch for guests. He's got a little band section, and he's got a friend in there.
Do they play music?
They
lock the door and turn the lights down.
He has like the guy in there that's supposed to be operating the cameras, but he's also the music guy, and he's wearing headphones, and he's got like drums and a guitar and a keyboard set up and all that stuff. So it's a really cool idea. It's just blowing my mind what people are doing in Animal Crossing. Autumnal Blake says, this game has been used in so many fun ways. Insane in the Rain, who does amazing video game music jazz covers on YouTube, used the in-game tambourine and sax in his arrangement of the 5 p.m. song. As it just plays random notes, he had to make chords around whatever it gave him, but it turned out really well. That is such a cool idea. I subscribed to him on YouTube, and I haven't had a chance to watch that video yet. I gotta check that out. Yeah, it's unbelievable. We did a story about somebody who has turned their island into an obstacle course, and like people come there and line up and start a race to try and make it through the whole island to see who's the winner. There's all kinds of cool stuff going on. Speaking of Animal Crossing, can I get a drum roll, please? Animal Crossing New Horizons has become the best-selling game of all time for Japanese retailer Geo. So since the store has been around, they've been tracking their sales data to see which games are the best. We don't know which was the previous record holder, but we now know that Animal Crossing New Horizons holds the record for #1 best-selling software ever at Geo, and it managed to do that with just 6 weeks of data. Just 6 weeks of sales, and it's already #1 of all time. It does. That's a little late there. So yeah, #1. That is crazy. 6 weeks of data, and it's #1. Is that not crazy? There's games that have been out for years that are million sellers, but Animal Crossing has done better. And we have some more Animal Crossing sales data coming later. That's even more impressive. Autumnal Blake says, that's really incredible, especially given that people would be more inclined to buy this game digitally, even more so at this time. Yes. people are buying the digital version a lot, but in Japan, they really seem to like physical over digital more so than any other region. So they're going out there to buy it. Yes, Nikki Hill?
Sounds to me like there's a lot of babies out there
Millions and millions of babies who snatch the
that want
game
to play
up.
this game. Yeah.
Masahiro Sakurai has shared an update in the most recent Famitsu about how working from home is going. For those who don't know, Sakurai has a bi-weekly series in Famitsu where he talks about basically whatever the hell he wants. And in this most recent one, he gave an update on how working on Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC from home is going. He says work is going well, and the staff should be commended for their hard work. Some staff usually have to commute more than 2 hours one way just to get to work. So he says working at home has been a lot more effective for them. He says working at home, there are temptations to play games instead of working, as well as Mom Brain's favorite, sleeping. But he says he can still focus on the task at hand. So he feels the pull of like, oh, I want to play a game. Oh, I want to take a nap. But instead he keeps working.
For the record, I can't sleep right now. So it's a little bit of a sore subject.
Sakurai says he responds to emails up until midnight every night. But on the positive side, he's eating more regularly because he was having an issue with that because of work. And he also has a better sense of time, which is something that people are usually saying it's the opposite when they're working at home.
It's good to be regular.
There's some news program that's started a new feature every day. In their news, they take a minute to tell you what day it is. It's a whole segment called What Day is Today, and they tell you what the day
When was it that you were like, oh, you were talking about that talk show, and you were like, yeah, and it's on Wednesday nights. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. We can watch it tonight. And you were like, it's Tuesday. I was like, oh, okay.
Sakurai says he oversees almost everything in Smash Bros. Ultimate, so work is always coming in while he's at home. And some situations require a lot more work to explain to the team, which is easier done in person than email. So they're using video calls to help bridge the gap. But scheduling a video call for everybody at the same time, it can be difficult. You know, if you're all at work, obviously you're working and you can call everybody into the same room and you have a chat. Video chats, everybody's at home and some people are cooking and some people are sleeping and some people are taking care of kids. So it's not quite the same.
For the record, Autumnal Blake says if we get a horizontal Ubongo, you'll all be blessed with exceptional fortune for the coming week.
We got a new bongo. Sakurai says he bought a microphone and a capture unit for his work from home, and he also built a studio to play and assist in development. The team continues to figure out what works best for remote work, and work is proceeding without any problems so far. So it seems like he was a little nervous at first about the transition of working from home because he wasn't sure how it would go, but apparently they've got the kinks ironed out and things are going well. Lila Troy says, glad to see that not only he's doing better work-wise, but health too. Yeah, that is cool to see. Being at home just in general can help you get back on track and, you know, get focused and feel better. So that's very cool. Thanks. Very cool. Very cool.
Hey, I need to bring something up.
Oh boy. All right.
The Ubongo board has a duplicate on the board.
This guy. Always got to be the party pooper.
Is this a different Ubongo board every week?
Hey, Nikki Hill.
Yeah.
Instead of publicly shaming Autumnal Blake, couldn't you have just messaged him?
Is that what I sound like?
I'm not playing Ubongo. I'm just creating Ubongo.
Is that what I sound like?
It is a different board.
People are asking.
And yes, Robot Face, I am a party pooper. I do part.
Is that what I sound
parties.
Like? People are asking my mom how they're doing in the chat, and she's talking about what they're doing. We're fine doing grocery pickup and eating lots of rice checks.
No, she asked how we were doing, and I then asked how she was doing. Please do not make fun of your mother. When was the last time we saw your mother?
Not long enough, if you ask.
It could be a very long time before we see your parents again.
Why? Is she dying? Is that what you're saying? Are you killing my mom?
We're all dying.
Where's that screwdriver? Yeah, there it is. All right, let's play our 2 spots for Greenlit podcasts, and then we'll get back to you in less than a minute.
Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho, literary analysis, comparative localization, JoJo references. The works of Yoshihiro Togashi hold a specific kind of magic, and the people who seek to examine their roots and spiritual descendants are known as the Spirit Hunters, available on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
There are a lot of podcasts with comic book reviews and interviews with some of the greatest creators in the industry, but only one will tell you scientifically what the worst comic book of all time is.
And the best. We've been ranking comic book stories for 6 years.
We have a list with over 1,000 comics on it, and we're adding more every month.
More Rocket Ajax on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
There you go. We're back. Thanks, my brain.
For $1.
Ma'am, for $1.
Miss, for $1.
See how loud you are right there? Do you see that?
Sorry. When
what? This is a simple rule. When you're talking normal level, get close. When you're yelling, pull away. That's it.
When this business is all over, I'm going to start, when I'm running, I'm going to start carrying a microphone and I'm going to start doing Billy
a
on the
screwdriver?
Yeah.
You will not.
Hey, Mom Brain.
Yeah.
Have there been any more cat interviews during this quarantine?
No.
Yes.
No.
There was
What?
one.
Oh, okay.
There was one. I actually have used that microphone a couple of times to do some home instruction videos for my students.
Mom Brain has we talked about it on a previous podcast, one of those tiny microphones that she was using to quote unquote interview the cat.
Hello, Doom Eternal.
So it hasn't really gotten too much use for cat interviews lately. It seems like she's pretty much over that.
I am not over it.
She just said she interviewed a cat. Was it Comanche?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I keep asking her if she's talking to cats when she goes out and runs, and
He's like paranoid that I'm going to talk to the neighbors and get too close.
Well, you don't want to get too close to the cats either. Yeah,
That's right.
they could be carrying in their fur.
Well, so the neighbor's dog, like, we play together. And so now when I go outside and he sees me, I'm like, I can't touch you. I'm sorry.
My dog's very upset looking at people.
Mom Brain, as you probably know, in Animal Crossing New Horizons, the interest rate from the Bank of Nook has been cut. So people aren't making as many bells, and it really rocks the Animal Crossing world. I did not. I'm trying to do news.
Oh, come on, man.
It rocks.
There's not a whole lot of news. We can have a little fun here.
Well,
Let's have a little fun.
You guys can look at the pictures. I go in and check them in a second. Well, okay, I'll go in. That's a great picture. So yeah, it rocked the Animal Crossing world, and believe it or not, it was front page news for the Financial Times, the real publication that covers real financial news, had a feature about Animal Crossing's in-game interest rates on their front page. This is crazy to me. And the article does explain that it's a game, but pretty much most of the article is written
for babies.
Is written realistically, like it just flat out talks about the interest rates in the game and what's going on and how it's ruining the game for play.
Any more bad financial news right now?
Yeah, right. So they're turning to fake Animal Crossing bad news. Autumnal Blake says cutting the rate was another case of Nintendo trying to stop exploits and instead hurting everyone else, while not solving the problem, just like the lack of cloud saves. I mean, I saw people complaining about it, but I didn't see a lot. Like, I didn't see like a huge uproar or anything. Mom Brain, I haven't heard you talk about it at all.
I mean, I'm not in it for the bells.
I'm
in it for the relationship with Roald, really, is what I'm all about. If you're not in love with Roald, you are not well. I worry.
Well, hello, Blood Ocean. What if some people don't have Roald?
Well, you can love him even if he's not on your island. You know who he is.
Hate all the islanders that are living with you and just wish for Roald to show up one day.
I mean, there's a couple that I don't like, but I love Roald.
Oh, there's fighting words in the chat there. Joe is cool, says, I like Roald just fine, but he's no Bob. I don't even know who Bob is.
Me either.
Bob from Twin Peaks, Bob?
Let's not talk about that, Bob.
All right, moving on. I am very happy to announce that a new WWE game is coming to the Switch. We're finally getting another one. We got WWE 2K. I don't remember, but it doesn't matter because the game was absolutely terrible. The game had issues on all platforms, but really,
was that the name of the game?
Yes, really had issues.
2K. I don't remember. It really deals with concussions and stuff
on the Switch. But after that, we didn't get any more WWE games, which is a good thing apparently because last year's the latest WWE 2K game was such a major disaster and was broken in so many ways that people were furious over it. So it has 2K has announced that they are not doing the traditional WWE game this year. We're going to skip a year as they try and retool everything. And I don't know if they're going to work with a new developer, or I don't know what's going on, but there's no traditional WWE 2K game this year. But we are getting a spin-off title, and it is called WWE 2K Battlegrounds. And it's a much more arcadey take on wrestling, over the top, like WWE. What was it called? All Stars, I think. So let's see how they describe it. Features arcade-style action and over-the-top superstar designs, environments, and moves. They're focusing on social pick-up and play fun.
They're focusing all attacks,
but with plenty of depth for those who want to get way into it. I always love the idea of a more arcade-style wrestling game, because I feel like wrestling is over the top and silly and goofy in a lot of ways. And I think having a game, having a simulation game where all the moves are in there is certainly appealing and interesting. But there's going to be plenty of people who won't play that because they don't want to get into a simulation. And if you have an arcade-style WWE game, even people who don't have any interest in wrestling will play those kind of games, just like back in the N64 days. Those wrestling games were fantastic, and they leaned a little more towards simulation, but they were another game where everybody could just pick up and play and have fun. So hopefully WWE 2K Battlegrounds will capture some of that. And it is very over the top, because we see in the trailer, I believe it's John Cena and The Rock, and they're fighting in like a bayou with the ring is surrounded by like a swamp, and somebody gets thrown like into an alligator's mouth or something. So it's completely stupid in the best way possible. So I'm very excited that the
but not much more over the top than actual wrestling.
That is very true. They haven't had a match. I'm trying to think if they've had a ring in a swamp. They've had a ring in like the woods before. And next weekend is I'm so excited for this. The pandemic is really pushing WWE to really think outside of the box with what they're doing for their programming. They have the Money in the Bank pay-per-view coming up. And this time, so Money in the Bank means you have a ring and there's a ladder. There's a whole bunch of ladders, but there's a briefcase suspended above the ring, and the briefcase, for whoever gets it, lets them for an entire year have an opportunity to go for the main belt. They can cash it in anytime they want. So there's ladders, and people jump off ladders and get hurt, blah, blah, blah. But this year, they're doing it differently. They are holding it at WWE headquarters, and the ring is on the roof of the headquarters. Oh. And the wrestlers have to work their way through all the floors of WWE headquarters to get to the roof to climb the ladder. It's so crazy dumb. I love it. I am so excited to see what happens. They're going to be wrestling throughout the entire building just to get to the roof. It's going to be so good. I love that kind of stupid stuff.
That's actually pretty interesting.
I know.
I wonder if they were planning on like remodeling the interior anyway, and they're just going to use this downtime.
We've seen pictures of them. Well, that's a very good point, Nikki Hill. They were planning on moving to a new office, but those plans have been put on hold with the pandemic. They're moving later. So yeah, maybe that's part of it. Maybe there's some rooms where they're like, yeah, we can do whatever we want in here. Weird says, hell to the yeah. Yes, I'm very excited. I will always take arcade. Me personally, I will always take arcade action over simulation. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and that is this year at some point.
Those, at least from that image that's on the site, the still from the trailer, it looks like the character models are almost like those Mattel little Smasher characters or whatever. like they're only like an inch or two tall.
Yeah.
And like their proportions are like really exaggerated.
Well, the company that did NBA 2K Playgrounds is the company who's doing the character art and design for this game. And some people absolutely hate it, and some people are fine with it. I really don't care. The look is fine. I think some of the women look weird because they have them like everybody's super muscled. So like John Cena super muscled doesn't look that weird, but somebody like Charlotte Flair, who is in amazing shape, but she's not like, built or stacked. She's very weird looking in this style. So it works for some and it doesn't work for others. But I really don't care. I just want to play the game. All right, North America. What we got?
They look really weird. They look like, I had these little figures that were like little cavemen. And that's what all the characters look like. They look like they're like stocky little.
Yeah, they all look stocky. Yes, short
like
and stocky.
If you went into like maybe a 5th or 6th grade and made all of the kids super jacked, that's what these characters look like.
That is a great way to think of it. North America, what we get? We got a special Splatoon 2 demo. If you haven't played that yet, Levelhead is available. Streets of Rage 4. After 26 years, we have a new installment of Streets of Rage. We also got 911 Operator Deluxe Edition, Arcade Spirits.
That sounds so stressful.
It looks stressful if you look at it. It's just like maps of areas where people need help and you're making calls and sending out.
No.
Yeah. Book of Demons, Bubble, Fairy Knights, Farmers Dynasty, Gun Crazy, Indivisible, Ministry of Broadcast. If you're into cinematic platformers, like Out of This World or Another World.
Have you played it or have you heard about it?
Flashback. You might want to check this out. I am going to play it. I've been very excited about it because I love cinematic platformers. But,
I was looking at it last night. I almost bought it, but
yeah,
I didn't have the funds.
I'm interested
in this.
My brain's furiously looking for something, and I don't know what it is. Feverishly. What are you looking for? Your soundboard skills.
All right. Well, somebody else can do it.
Oh, there it is.
Playing to the judge.
Mushroom Heroes, My Secret Pets, Pixel Art Bundle Volume 1, Pocket Arcade Story, Princess Closet. Okay. Sega Ages G-Lock Air Battle, Starcrossed, Swapperoo, The Four Kings Casino and Slots, Tonight Riot, and War Torn Dreams. There are your North American releases. Nikki Hill, would you like to go into the European releases?
Yeah, and this is what I was doing at the top of the show.
Oh.
So I might miss something.
Okay.
And you're going to have to catch me because I deleted all the extra content because when I transferred it into a Word document, it was 6 pages long.
Yeah, Nintendo goes through a lot of work to put that together.
Yeah, and I deleted it all. Coming to Europe. Or it already came, right? We're talking about this past week.
Some of them are out, some of them are not.
Telling Lies.
What's that? Hold on. Sorry. It is Telling Lies, but what's that song?
Tell me lies.
No. Like somebody in the chat's gonna know. It's like a weird
I know the
song for babies.
Am I a lady?
Nope.
Or am I a rat?
Yes. Anastasia Beaverhausen has it.
Oh.
Johnny. Yes, that's the song. Yes, Papa. Eating Sugar? No, Papa. Telling Lies? No, Papa. It's a real weird song. Oh, yes, we need the Nikki Hill Sweet Releases thing. What's here?
No, we don't.
Josh, get it together, man.
Josh.
Yeah.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nikki's sweet releases.
Okay, Nikki Hill, I will not interrupt anymore.
Is that what I sound like? No, it's not. That was Josh, actually. Whoops.
Is that what I sound like?
Telling Lies. Is that what I sound like?
Is that what I sound like?
Is there an echo? Is there like a feedback loop here?
Is that what I sound like?
Go ahead.
Is that what I sound like?
Is that what I sound like?
Go ahead.
Is that what I sound like, guys? Seriously.
Yeah, pretty much.
Telling Lies. Indivisible. Moving Out. Starcrossed. Dread Nautical.
Is that what I
Active
sound like?
Neurons. Puzzle Game. Splatoon 2 Special Demo 2020. Guess what? It's free. It's It's free. There's a pool in the back. It's free.
It's free real estate.
Farmer's Dynasty Deluxe Edition. The Deluxe Edition is only a couple dollars more.
Celebrate.
Princess Closet. Is that like the princess? That's her name.
That's right. The Royal Closet family.
Enchanted in the Moonlight. Miyabi, Kyoga, and Salmon.
That is not correct.
Pocket Arcade Story. Fairy Knights. SNK Gals Fighters. My Secret Pets. Streets of Rage 4. There's the Pixel Art Bundle Volume 1, and in this collection you get Slain, Back from Hell, Uncanny Valley, and Bleed. Also coming is Bubble, War-Torn Dreams, Ministry of Broadcast, Sega Ages, G-Lock Air Battle, Book of Demons, Mushroom Heroes. 2 different games there. Level Head, Flatland Volume 1, Gates of Hell. Is that? No, different. Gun Crazy, 911 Operator, Deluxe Edition, Swaparoo, Arcade Spirits, and Arcade Archives versus Wrecking Crew.
There we go. On brain.
I have spoken.
In 911 Operator, you take on the role of an emergency dispatcher who has to rapidly deal with the incoming reports. Your task is not just to pick up the calls, but also to react appropriately to the situation. Sometimes giving first aid instructions is enough. At other times, a police, fire department, or paramedics intervention is a necessity. Keep in mind that the person on the other side of the line might turn out to be a dying daughter's father, an unpredictable terrorist, or just a prankster. Can you handle all of this?
Why would you play that for fun?
Who says you got to play things for fun?
I feel like...
It sounds like a good work simulator for getting people prepared.
Yeah, I just think I don't have room for that kind of stress in my body.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What is that noise?
It's an airplane.
Oh, really? It sounds like a giant moth landing in your
Is that
backyard.
what I sound like?
Autumnal Blake says Telling Lies looks interesting, but hasn't reviewed that well. I've only seen really good reviews for it. Autumnal Blake, fill me in. You're in the chat. I haven't heard any bad reviews for it or read any bad reviews for it. The only thing I see it knocked for is like when you play it and you finish it, it's one and done because it's more like a movie than a game. So,
wait, can I wanted to ask one other question. It wasn't about the moth in the backyard.
Yes.
Do you think that really happens where terrorists call 911 to be like, I was going to pull this attack, but I tripped and I stubbed my toe, so I need help.
Yeah, I don't think they're thinking like that. Terrorists call 911 all the time in movies, but real life, I don't think so.
Do they?
In movies, yeah.
Mega doo-doo.
Animal Crossing New Horizons has
Old Horizons
haunted paintings.
We're not talking about that either.
We are talking about it.
No, we're not. I had a bad one the other night, and I don't want another one.
Haunted paintings. Sometimes you buy a painting from Red, and in the morning, maybe its eyes are closed. But during the evening, the eyes open up. Haunted, Mom Brain. Haunted. You gotta have a haunted painting in your house right now.
I donate my paintings to Blathers.
We have footage and a GIF of the haunted painting. If you so dare to look at it. Dude, we are not responsible for the night terrors that you will have. Look at it at your own risk. It is far beyond the most frightening thing you've ever seen.
So wait, is this Red guy just selling them, or is he like creating them?
He's a shady dealer, is what he is.
Yeah, but like, does he know? I guess he knows it's haunted, or is he haunting them himself? Is he causing it?
No one knows. No one.
Somebody should talk to him.
I mean, he's Cousin Red. He cut you a good deal. You just take the stuff and run.
Cousin Reddy. Mango the Magician says, given Red's nature, I'd personally be more willing to believe that they're just LCD screens being passed off as paintings. Either way, it's kind of cute. Nothing is creepy about Animal Crossing in a Scooby-Doo-like way. Oh no, this is terrifying. The most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Far scarier than PT, without a doubt.
In PC?
PT.
Oh.
There is a rumor going around that is backed by some legitimate sources that Nintendo is not going to have a traditional June presentation. Like, they do something around E3. It sounds like they're having trouble getting something together because of the pandemic, so they're not going to do anything. They might handle it differently. This information comes from Jeff Grubb, Mr. Grubb from VentureBeat. He says that Nintendo has told its development partners that there won't be a June Nintendo Direct this year. Because of the pandemic and how things are in Japan right now, because there's a state of emergency in Japan, so people are staying home or supposed to be staying home, and Nintendo is following that. So it's very hard for them to work with their partners and put these things together because they just aren't able to do it like they usually do. So
Shillelagh's in the chat.
Hello, Shillelagh. So there's talk of maybe there will be something at the end of the summer because they'll need longer to put it together. There's also talk of Nintendo's own titles not being ready to be shown yet because of all this stuff that's going on. There's been talk of perhaps Nintendo showing things individually as the summer rolls on. We'll get to June and maybe Nintendo can show one or two things. They'll do a little things like that on social media rather than a big all-out presentation. I'm sure they will have... I'm sure they will have something.
Are you okay? Do you want some of my coffee?
Oh, great. I'm sure they will have something, but it's not going to be anywhere near the scale of what we're usually expect. Clark 2K says, I have 4 Australian eShop vouchers that expire next February and April. I'm afraid I'll not have too many options to spend them on. I wouldn't worry too much. All they have to do, it's very hard to go from your original plans to, okay, now everybody's got to work at home and you have to work with all your partners from home. It's very hard to do that, and just hit the ground running. They need some time to get going. I'm sure Nintendo will learn how to operate better in this environment and then take it from there. Things may go slower, but I'm sure Nintendo will be able to keep things moving. And then finally, can I get a drum roll, please? Animal Crossing New Horizons is now the best-selling Switch game in Japan physically of all time.
Didn't you say that already?
No, I did not. No, I did not. The previous record holder for best-selling Switch game physically in Japan was Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is at 3.66 million. And as of the 6th week of retail data, Animal Crossing New Horizons has now sold physically 3.89 million units. It did in 6 weeks what Smash Brothers has done from launch until now. Animal Crossing is that big of a hit. And once again, we're only talking about physical numbers here and only in Japan. So it's crazy. It's absolutely
German.
It's absolutely mind-boggling. Everyone is playing it. I did a post this week. I did a post this week about how Danny Trejo is playing it, and he's looking for people to play with. Everybody's playing it. So yes, a major milestone.
Sorry, I am not playing it.
Okay,
So you can't say
that's
everybody.
great. That's great. Why don't you and that guy over at Business Insider have a nice powwow and go crap on everything?
He plays it.
Who knows what he really does? I don't know. All right, that's all of our top stories. Mom Brain.
Yeah.
Fill the people in.
Tetris for Jeff.
Tell me how Animal Crossing is going.
So great. Well, we had a minor setback as the Corona mattress in the living room sprung a leak.
What?
Yeah.
Was it Manch? It was probably Manch.
I think it might have been. So Ramit's like, just fix it. Just find the hole and fix it. But we all know how difficult that is. So
No, you just chew a piece of gum. Probably like 3 or 4 pieces of gum. You chew it up real gooey, and then you just put it over the hole.
He's got it.
Well, what I did do was pull out the backup air mattress that we have. And apparently, if I think I recall putting it away.
I think I recall correctly.
I think I recall putting it away with a hole in it the last time we put it away because I think it has a hole too.
Well, I'm gonna put this away, and by the time I take it back out,
So if you just match up the 2 holes, and you can just pull one, and then they'll both stay together.
Yeah,
Why don't you just take the hole from one and put it on the other, so that one is good and the other has 2 holes?
2 holes. So that was a little bit of a technical difficulty that we had, but I've been having a blast. I went on a May Day trip last night. That was nice. Big news. Igley is moving out.
Is that good?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So I went to visit a beaver housing.
Hi, Mark.
And a beaver housing had a sheep that was thinking about moving out. And then that sheep came to visit my island at the campsite. But because my island is full, that sheep couldn't move in. So, and the last time that I had an islander move out, it was Nana. She moved out and I was courting other islanders and I couldn't really find anybody that I liked enough. And then just somebody showed up one day and it was Annalise, a snooty pony. And I don't want her there either. So I don't know what to do. But
Mom Brain got very distracted because there's a picture of a piece of cake in the Discord chat, and she couldn't even hide it. She couldn't even hide it. Her eyes glossed over as soon as she saw it, and she lost her train.
I know. Afternoons, I'm jealous too.
Oh man, I wish I had a picture of your face.
It's beautiful.
There was definitely a pause there of like, oh, okay.
It's beautiful.
Mom Brain made lovely oatmeal bars this week.
I did.
Oh my god, they're really good.
They're delicious. And tomorrow, my espresso machine arrives.
Oh
Hey!
So
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Is it going to take up the whole counter?
It's being sent by Fed Espresso.
It is coming via FedEx. I'm pretty excited about it. I ordered special beans and everything.
Special beans.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
No, a real life espresso machine, yes.
Wait, are you going to use the same bean grinder?
No, it's got its own hopper.
Oh my gosh. It's a pretty big deal, huh?
After Noobs wants you to post pictures of it when you get it.
I will. Yeah, it's
I
like
wanna see
it's like a pretty big deal. It's a nice one. I'm excited.
I want to point out it's a gift.
Yeah.
It's
from you?
No.
No.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks. So I'm pretty excited. So I'm gonna need a cake to go with my espresso. I also have an espresso machine in Animal Crossing. Mommy sent it to me. It's very nice.
Now, my mom?
Yeah.
Now there's now you can have a competitor to Kyle Bucks. Our friend
Kyle Bucks is no competition.
Oh, what was his name on the podcast?
I don't know. I don't
I
remember.
want to say it was a banana or something. I don't remember. One of our friends has an espresso machine, and he used to have it in his office, and he would invite us to his to Kyle Bucks because his name is Kyle, and
his name is Kyle.
We would go sit in his office, and Mom Brain would sip espresso with him. So now you're the competitor.
After Noobs, it looks like a great cake, and I really, really want to see Seattle.
Okay. Anyway,
I gotta go. I'm going to visit after.
I really enjoy Seattle.
Yeah, Raw Meat's been there too, but not me.
Hey! Any more about Animal Crossing?
It's just been great. And also, I did visit several islands. A Beaverhausen has an actual cafe.
Let me tell you what I saw of A Beaverhausen's Get Up.
Get Ups. There's not. There's not one. There's
what
many.
did I just say? What did I just say? I said what I saw of the Get Up. I saw one Get Up, and it was chef's kiss. Beautiful, amazing, spectacular. Bene Smooch.
After Noobs came and brought me a beautiful selection of umbrellas.
Thank you, Giant Reggie. His name was Bob because of Bunch of Bananas. Yes, Kyle's name was Bob.
Right.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Nikki Hill, what have you been playing?
I think the only thing I played this week was the download, the update game for Warzone, and oh no, wait! I played that. I played Friday the 13th and Mario Kart.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just played Mario Kart last night.
Actually, no. I'm gonna correct that. I played Friday the 13th. I played Warzone, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe played me.
I don't care.
It did not
Thank you, Josh Grobot.
It did not go too well for you.
It's not gonna go well, and I'm out. I'm done.
Why are you like that? I don't understand why you're like that.
Because there's no competition. I'm not having fun if I'm not even if I'm not playing with anybody. I'm just driving around in freaking circles, getting abused by turtle shells. and yes, thank you. Autumnal Blake is even saying it, because Autumnal Blake was kicking my butt in there too. Autumnal Blake was a fantastic competitor. We had a couple of GoNintendo folks in there, right?
Yes, we did. So why don't you just practice then?
I don't believe in that.
Why don't you pick a different car or a different bike or a different racer?
Every time we get out of a race, I try to change my vehicle.
So why don't you race as like who I am?
Oh, copy you?
Yeah.
So that when I do start doing better, you go, "Oh, thanks for copying me, you jerk."
I won't say that. You have my word.
Find your own player driver. T-Duck, too, was in there. I don't remember.
Yes, he was.
No one cares about me.
Oh, well, I don't want to see you quit. I like playing the game with you. I hope you rethink your position.
Yeah, last place?
Oh,
that was my position every freaking race.
So probably you played the most of updating your PS4 this week than anything else.
Yeah, that took a while.
What a racket that is, man, huh?
So I don't understand this. It made me delete. I had to clear another 30 gigabytes of space, or I had 30 gigs and I deleted another 20 something. So I had 50 gigs of space available because it was saying that I didn't have enough room. And then the download was 10 gigabytes.
Hey, get this.
Explain that.
Get this. I had over 100 gigs free, and it made me clear off more space.
No so something's up, and then the download is only 10. What the heck?
I don't understand it. So it's a whole goddamn racket, and everybody talks about it a lot lately because they just want to sit down and play a game after working or being stressed out with all the crap going on. You sit down to play and you can't because you got to update the thing, and then you can't just can't just download the update. Then you got to go through the installation, of course, but that takes a good amount of time.
Copying about?
Yeah, and then there's the copying that happens sometimes, and that takes who the hell knows how long. It's
what
ridiculous.
Is the copying? I don't understand. You need two versions of the game on your system?
No, it's copying over hard drive files into the new update and everything. It's a bunch of garbage.
Because that took the longest.
Yeah, Giant Reggie, that's what I had said to Nikki Hill. Giant Reggie says download probably uncompresses to a larger size. Yes, but I can't imagine you're downloading a 10 gig file. And I honestly had over 100 gigs free. It was 101 or 102.
Yeah.
And it told me I needed to make more room to download this 10 gig update. I don't know.
So you end up having to download Warzone so that you can make room for the update for Warzone.
Can't let you do that.
Is that all you played, Nikki Hill?
Yeah.
Kirby in the chat says he bought Far Cry Primal because it was on sale for $10, and he's been mostly playing that. We got to get Kirby in on a Warzone game because he downloaded it. We need to make sure we play with him. Tonight could be the night. Hot damn tonight.
So how are we going to talk to him? In the game, in the system.
In the game, yeah.
Kirby has PlayStation 4?
Yes, he does. Well, it doesn't matter, Xbox or PlayStation. We can talk to him. The real question is, does he have a headset?
Kirby, start downloading it and deleting all of the other content on your PlayStation.
You start downloading the update tonight, and we'll play with you next week. That's it.
But he just got all the downloadable content for Spider-Man. So
yes, Kirby says he also bought the DLC for Spider-Man.
What DLC is there? Because I have not.
There was the original batch. So what is it? What's her name? The cat girl who's a spy that shows her boobs a lot.
Yeah, Black Cat.
Yeah, sure. She's in it. I never did that.
I never did it either, but no, actually, I did not delete Spider-Man off of my system. That would have been.
All right. Well, thank you, Kirby and Nikki Hill, my brain.
What have you been playing, Mommy?
Oh, thank you for asking.
Oh wait, how about Mommy? What is Mommy been playing?
I'll tell you what she says. She's not listening. She's talking about electric tea kettles. I played Friday the 13th, which is always fun. I've put over 40 hours into that game now. I saw, and that's I'm only playing with you guys, so that's how much we've played online. I haven't missed a session when people are playing. So,
did you know you can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com?
I did know that, Josh. Thank you.
Thanks. Very cool.
It's very cool. I also played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I've been playing it a good amount. And yes, last
Why
night
would you say that?
we played with friends, real life friends, and some GoNintendo friends as well.
I
who
fight
were
for my friends.
popping in on there. Autumnal Blake was in there. Falcon was in there. T27 Duck was in there. Duke was in there. Well, if they were in there as a different name?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. You're just throwing that name out there?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that I saw that A Beaverhausen said they were playing with you.
Well, I guess we'll just sit and wait.
We'll just have to wait and see.
So yeah, we played that a lot last night. I also played Streets of Rage 4, which I did a video review for. So if you want to know, if you want to know my my full thoughts on Streets of Rage 4, you can check out that video review. But if you want to hear the condensed version, I really, really like the game. As far as gameplay goes, I feel it's fantastic. It fits in with the rest of the Streets of Rage series. They added in some new fancy abilities in there, so now you don't have to worry as much when characters come up behind you. You can do like a back fist or a back kick instead of having to turn around to attack them or use a special move to hit everybody. So that's very helpful. The levels, in my opinion, are gorgeous.
Autumnal Blake wants to know who Dad was.
Oh, Dad was a friend. They were playing. It was a friend who was playing on their husband's account, and the husband's name on the Switch is Dad. So that's who Dad was. The graphics, yeah, I think are gorgeous. I really like the level design a lot. I think it's really sophisticated and a lot of fun. I like the areas that you get to go to. I like everything about it except, unfortunately, the soundtrack. Dad is not lube. Nico DeRunio, no. The soundtrack has some songs that are really good, but I would say they're few and far between. Most of the songs I would say are forgettable, but there's some in there that I appreciate. Like the level 9 song is my favorite by far. The first level song is good. There's part of the song on the ship level that I really, really like. If the whole game had music like that, I would be set. And the second level in the jail has a song that I like. But outside of that... Oh, the train. I like the train song too. But there's 12 stages altogether, and the songs have different pieces to them as you go through a level. Plus, levels also have multiple songs in them in some cases. So there's a lot of songs in there, unfortunately. As important as the soundtrack is to me in Streets of Rage, this one just doesn't do it for me. I will say I like this soundtrack better than Streets of Rage 3, though. So 1 and 2, I think, are some of the best gaming soundtracks, at least from the retro era ever. And 3, I've tried so many times to listen to 3, and there's only a couple songs in there I like. Streets of Rage 4 has more songs that I like, so I guess that's a better way of saying it. But yeah, the game is fantastic. Plays good, sounds good, feels good. It's just a lot of fun. It's Streets of Rage. It's awesome. Also, those on Patreon knew that I was going to do this, and now I'm going to talk about it. I am looking to set right a wrong from my past, and I started that last night. I have started playing Secret of Mana for the very first time for real. I have the Super Nintendo Classic, and I have that hooked up, and I'm playing Secret of Mana for the very first time, and I am very much enjoying it. Although it is, it obviously has come from a time before like buttons were cemented on the Super Nintendo as like most games with menus use the B button for this or use the Y button for this. So yeah, some of the buttons are a little hard to get used to, but it's it's kind of like Zelda, but it's a little more it's not turn-based, but it has a little more traditional RPG feel to it because you have like an active gauge. Hello, Blunners. And the gauge has to fill before you can get a full strength on your attack. It only takes like a second or two to fill, but it adds into how battles volley back and forth. So I like it. It is fun. The soundtrack is mostly really good. There's some songs on there that are grating, but I like it. I like the visuals. I'm enjoying the story. It's fun to play something like classic that actually comes from back then. My only complaint is I'm getting the feeling that I get when I worry about playing RPGs, even though this isn't a traditional RPG. I fought a boss last night. It was a tiger. And the tiger will do this move that either rolls around on the ground or jumps down and pounces, and it makes you unconscious, and you just lay there and nothing happens. And then sometimes the next move is that exact same move, so you're unconscious again and again. And then there's this fire move that the thing will do, and it does fire, and it does fire again, and it does a second level of that fire, and there's just nothing you can do. I guess like I need to level up more or have better armor to have a better chance of avoiding that kind of stuff. But I made it through that fight. And I am enjoying the game, but it's just that tiger, man. I was like, oh no, are the rest of the boss battles going to be like this? Because this tiger is just giving me a real run for my money here. It was very, I don't want to say annoying, but it was disheartening, and it makes me worry about what's to come. But I'm imagining I'm still very early on in the game. So I'll get healing spells and all that jazz. So I am enjoying it. It is fun, and I'm very much looking forward to getting back into it later tonight. So that's what I've been playing. Yeah. All right. Let's do questions. Send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
I'm sorry, where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Oh, thank you.
They can be about Nintendo. They can be about video games in general, or they can be about anything you want.
I am the world's best singer.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it.
Why would you say that?
Why would I say that? Because I mean it. Did he just get mad at me for saying I like his singing?
I think that he thought you were being fresh.
Sure, whatever.
Oh, okay. We have a question from. Let me get set up here. From Autumnal Blake, is the bane of Nikki Hill's existence. It's a rapid fire question round. All right, Mom Brain, would you like to start?
Sure.
All right. We have 15 questions. Well, Nikki Hill, we're going to you after Mom Brain. Are you ready?
Unless you want to go first.
Doesn't matter because they're not going to be the same questions. So
that is correct. All right, Mom Brain. Here we go.
Okay.
What does the M on Mario's hat stand for?
Mario.
Would you rather have ice, fire, or boomerang flowers in your garden?
Fire.
How many courses are in a Mario Kart Cup?
3.
What kind of metal do you think the Master Sword is made of?
Vibranium.
How many Zelda games are there?
10.
All right, Nikki Hill. Who's the bigger asshole bird, Rivali or Falco?
I don't know the first one, so Falco.
Would you trust Luigi to be your Uber driver?
Yes.
Which sold better, Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild?
What do new donkers eat?
Old donkers.
Donkeroos. All right, Mom Brain, the final 5.
Honkeros.
I think it's 5.
Okay. What will you name your Animal Crossing New Horizons village?
What did I name it?
Trash Boat.
Trash Boat, yes.
No, you didn't. You named it the dump.
Oh, I needed the dump.
If you had to
Oh, our
eat,
music ended.
if you had to eat a Raichu, what sauce would you put on it?
I thought ketchup automatically, but is that a sauce? Ketchup
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah,
Okay.
sure. I mean, what else? Yeah. What Pokemon is number 1 in the Pokedex?
Mr. Mime.
Would you rather play Zelda in grayscale or without sound?
Grayscale.
Who is cuter? Kirby, Toon Link, or Isabelle?
Isabel.
That is all.
Thank you, Mom Brain. Thank you, Autumnal Blake.
pleasure.
I always enjoy a good rapid fire question round. And today's Patreon question comes from Steel Diver. If you'd like to check out the Patreon, which is just $1, you can go to patreon.com/GoNintendo. Steel Diver says, what was everyone's first job? I think we've talked about this before. My first job was the arcade job. That never happened. They hired me and then disappeared. So that led to GoNintendo.
Can you
so
call it a
worked out.
job if you never actually got paid from it?
I don't know. I would say if you get hired officially, then you can call it a job.
I guess so, but you never actually did the work.
Well, I showed up to do the work. It's not my fault that there was no work for me to do.
I have a hard time. I have a hard time accepting that was your first job.
Okay, why?
Just because you never actually worked there.
I did work there. I didn't do work there.
What?
I can say I worked there because I was officially on the payroll, even though I didn't get paid.
You don't even know. You don't know if you did. You got a confirmation to come into work, but that was probably the day you needed to go start the paperwork. Did you sign paperwork?
No, all paperwork was done. Yeah, everything was done. I had done it for the 2 weeks prior to that. Everything was good to go. They were like, your first day is blah, blah, blah. And I went in and no one was there. And it wasn't like, no one's here for
the third day after we close.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like, well, no one's here for 10 minutes. It was like literally no one is here for an hour. No one's around. And then they closed. Yes. Mom Brain, your first job.
Well, my first under the table job was babysitting, and I was probably in 5th grade, and I babysat those kids over there while their mom went to a PTA meeting. And then I worked at a farm stand with my grandmother, in the summers. She was a florist, so I would cut flowers and help her with that. My first
hi Bree Mags.
My first real job that I had to get working papers for was at Polar Cub serving ice cream. I was 15.
Wow, I am impressed.
That was my first like I said on the books job, and then I went on to work at a garden center hauling around mulch.
Unbelievable.
That was a great job. I loved that job.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Nikki Hill.
I did some HVAC work and
wonderful.
For one summer, and then another summer. I don't know. I can't remember now which one came first. But one summer I did HVAC work. Another summer I worked on the boardwalk at a sub shop.
Outstanding.
You don't even know where, Buzz or Bud.
Unbelievable.
Buddy, what's his name?
Buddy was.
At a sub shop on the boardwalk in Ocean City, Maryland, for a month and a half. And then my first official job where I signed paperwork and got a steady paycheck was a food runner, busboy or whatever at an Italian restaurant.
Fantastic.
Thank you. What about you, Raw Meat? Oh yeah, never mind. Josh, what was your first job?
I think we know Josh's first job. He's the world's best singer, so I'd imagine it's singing.
Yeah.
Yes, I really did.
There you go.
Highly unlikely is right as well.
I wanted to go through. Sorry, I wanted to go through jobs in the chat. Highly unlikely says Liberty Tax Service. Highly Tom says lawnmower at age 14.
That is a dream of mine, to be a lawnmower.
After Noobs sold knives. Everything all right there, Mom
I
Brain?
lost the microphone. Hope you guys didn't hear that.
Morton was a bellboy at a hotel for old people.
That sounds like a nice pace.
Anastasia stood at a front desk of a Chinese restaurant. Boy, these are a whole bunch of...
Highly unlikely says I was in an Uncle Sam costume.
Eileen Tom says his first real job was a cashier at Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie! And Blunders worked at a supermarket. Well, there you go.
That was a really great story.
It was.
I
Josh,
shoot
you're
birds at the airport.
Shut up. I don't care.
Whoa. Woo, man. There's something I want to say and it's gone. All right, we're doing music. Mom Brain, are you ready to do music?
Yeah.
You're not, because you need this. I have this. We're unplugged from the soundboard now, so it's not as good. Oh, my mom says she worked at a bank. I guess she's listening.
Oh, how nice.
I worked at a bank. I put on a striped shirt and a ski mask, and I walked in. And
I worked one day, but I cleared the place out.
All right.
Give me all your money, please.
I would like to have all of your money, please.
Thank you, honey.
All right.
Can somebody put on some tea?
Oh.
This is going to be a while.
I'd like to make a deposit.
John, get the money. Get the money, John.
You ass.
You moron. Mom Brain, we have to do music. My dad was a short order cook. I didn't know that.
That's where he perfected that grunt.
All right.
Order up.
Oh.
You want to hear it? Oh.
Is that what I sound like?
This first song comes from A. Beaverhausen.
For you, I'll wet my feet. Is this unrequited or are you just quiet? I'm stuck here on this one-way street.
What the hell?
It
I got no idea.
Since I was just swimming
What system?
here, what's on your mind,
Switch.
my dear? I think that we need to speak.
Is it a RPG or something?
I'm trying to think of
I
what
don't
games
think
have
so.
singing in them.
Side of the glass,
What game has?
but I'm
What
out of
game
my depth.
is singing really? It's not like a licensed music game.
No.
Ooh, fish whispers. Well, that's all I can hear. As he
I don't know, go ahead.
whispers to me.
2 Point Hospital on the Switch.
Wow. I'm impressed. I haven't played that and I would not have guessed that.
Gotcha. This one, that was A. Beaverhausen, and it was 2 Point Hospital. Here comes one from Autumnal Blake.
2 point conversion. Okay. I'm gonna guess DS.
I believe so.
Okay, I'm gonna guess some sort of Phoenix Wright or Ace Attorney game.
No.
Ghost Trick.
No.
Trauma Center.
No. It's 3DS, I'm sorry.
Oh well, thanks for lying.
I wasn't lying.
I just wasn't listening. It's not first party, is it?
It sure is.
Okay, a Mario.
Oh, according to Autumnal Blake, it is DS.
Okay, now I'm really confused. What is this? Is it DS?
I have 3DS, but I trust Autumnal Blake saying
Okay.
it's DS.
I know
Yeah,
it.
that makes
I recognize it. All right, well, let's do the thing. Is it? It's not Mario.
It's not.
It's not Zelda.
Nope.
It's not Kirby.
No.
Not Metroid. Okay, how about Pokemon?
Uh-huh.
Pokemon Black and White.
Nope.
Pokemon Black and White 2.
No.
Pokemon Diamond Pearl. I don't remember what was on that system. Pokemon Puzzle something. Pokemon
Nope.
Rush.
Nope.
Ruby.
Nope.
Gold.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Heart
God.
Gold and Soul Silver.
Thank God.
Alrighty. So that was Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver from Autumnal Blake. This one comes from Guy Bones.
Got bones.
Sounds like, yeah, I don't know. Harvest Moon, Rune Factory, Stardew Valley.
Those would all be incorrect.
What system?
GBA.
Okay, I take it back. Sounds like a Square Enix game, kind of. Okay. Something Mana.
No.
Something Final Fantasy.
Nope.
Turn it down a little bit. It's not Dragon Quest.
Nope.
All right, it's Square Enix. Sword. It's nothing Mana, you said.
That's right. I said that.
It's an RPG, Square Enix. Not Final Fantasy, not
The
Dragon
world,
Quest.
the world ends with you.
Nope.
Not Secret of maybe Secret of something?
Nope.
What other Square Enix RPGs are there on what is this?
Kingdom Hearts.
That's right, Nikki Hill.
Oh, what's
I
this?
did it.
I think it was GBA.
So it's Kingdom Hearts. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's Kingdom Hearts boobs. Kingdom Hearts jugs. Kingdom Hearts. I'm just looking at what Mom Brain was doing. I don't know. Go ahead.
Chain of Memories. I was trying to get you to think memories.
Wow.
You know.
I appreciate the assist.
You're welcome. Kingdom Hearts Gazongas, says Joe.
Kingdom Hearts vote on Honkaros.
Okay, so that was Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories from Guy Bonds. This one comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
Odama.
No.
Is it a Resident Evil something?
No.
What system?
64.
Oh my God, it sounds good.
I know, it sounds like a movie soundtrack or something.
Okay. Is it first party?
I don't think so.
It sounds this good? What is this? It's not a Bomberman.
Is it like a horror title or something? It sounds spooky.
Deadly Creatures.
Nope.
That was
Castlevania.
64.
Yeah, they had Deadly Creatures on the 64.
What's that Sphinx? The Sphinx game?
That's
Or the Hobbit?
GameCube.
Oh, really?
Winback. I always guess Winback.
Nope.
What? Mission Impossible. What is this?
Nope.
I can't hear it too good.
I got nothing.
Give up?
Turok.
It's not Turok. Do you give up?
Yeah. Yes.
Ogre Battle 64.
Oh.
It's another
I
loop
never
game.
played it.
All right. So that was Ogre Battle 64 from Glitter Bubble 3. The next song comes from Nico Darunia.
question is what game?
That's the point of this game. Got him.
What's is it portable?
No.
DDR Mario Mix.
No.
Is it a Smash Brothers game?
No.
All right, so what's this?
Switch.
Mario Odyssey?
Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Uh-uh.
I thought that was going to be it.
Mario Party something or other?
No.
Mario Tennis. Oh my god, what is this? Mario Kart.
Is the name
Nope.
Is the name Mario in the title?
Nope.
Tetris. 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been.
So that was Tetris 99 from Nico Darunia. Here comes one from Regnilla that Rami is definitely going to get.
Yeah. River City Girls.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack. Way better soundtrack than Streets of Rage. Yeah. Play River City Girls, man. It's a great game. If you like beat 'em ups, play River City Girls.
All right. So that was River City Girls from our friend Regnilla. Here comes a song from Sheikah Warrior.
This sounds slightly familiar.
Good news, there's a horizontal bongo. We're all going to have blessings.
What system?
We've been blessed with great fortune. Switch. Autumnal Blake got it.
We got a new bongo! Is it an RPG?
I don't think so.
Man, I don't know.
Sheikah Warrior apologized for his music being too easy the last couple of weeks. So.
Oh boy. Well, now we're paying. I don't know. Go ahead.
Human Fall Flat.
Oh, damn it. I played that. I don't remember the music in that at all.
Well, that was clearly, that was Human Fall Flat from
Did a
Sheikah
good
Warrior.
Well, we've got 3 ubongos. We almost filled the board.
And here comes one from Toad 64.
From Dungadoo Balls. DD Mega Doo-Doo. Wii Music.
No.
Donkey Konga.
Yeah.
I remember playing this one a lot. It's good.
That was Donkey Konga from Toad 64. Here's one from Mikey 3319.
Is this actual NES we're dealing with here?
Yes.
Wow, this is beautiful. I don't believe I've heard it in my time with the NES. It's got a little bit of Xanadu feel to it, but I know it's not Xanadu.
It's licensed.
Oh God. Terminator.
Willow.
It's Willow.
Oh my God!
2 this week, bud.
Wow, I'm
I
impressed.
didn't even know there was a Willow game.
You know who I bet knew? Lube, definitely.
For sure. That was, as Nikki Hill informed us, Willow on the NES from
Wow.
Mikey3319. The last song today comes from our pal Xeno Emblem.
Mushroom Man.
No.
That's my new one. That's my 1 week. It's gonna be Mushroom Man. This is very familiar. What's this song? Why do I know this?
Gunman Clive?
No.
SteamWorld something or other?
It's not first party, right?
I believe it is.
Oh dear. Xenoblade.
No.
This is first party? Pokemon.
I think it might be. No.
Okay. Octopath Traveler?
Yeah.
Okay. Published by Nintendo. Great soundtrack, man.
Very nice song. I like it. Sorry. I'm having a little trouble stopping this one. There we go.
God damn it. I did it again. I went to go in
According to
Discord
Autumnal
and
Blake, 8 out of 10.
I hit TikTok. That looks like a D.
Our squirrel friend is outside.
Oh, the chat definitely got it. Well, I guess the chat is just a bigger RPG fan than I am. Well,
That squirrel's so busy digging.
Oh my God, there's so many holes in like everybody's yard walking around. It's crazy.
What are they digging for? Did they bury stuff like before winter?
Either that, or I guess there's just like there's stuff under the ground that they want to eat. I don't know. Because I can't imagine they buried stuff in every one of those places, but maybe something just fell there and like kind of settled. I don't know.
That's very exciting.
I mean, we could keep going talking about squirrels if you want. I'm a big fan of squirrels.
I could be a squirrel.
So that's in Rick and Morty, right? The squirrels like uniting and like taking over, or like
was it squirrels?
The conspiracy, right? Morty's like walking around and he hears all the squirrels like conspiring against humans.
I don't remember if it was squirrels or not.
I believe it was, but walking around with my dog a couple mornings ago or last week, I was pretty convinced because like there was a squirrel on top of a telephone pole and it was making its sounds and like it was frozen in its position, just opening it. Its mouth was just open and it was just like whatever its sounds are. And
is that what they sound like?
Oh, I wish we had it hooked up.
And it looked like a robot. It was like it was broadcasting.
I'm offended.
What?
After, not by you. After we do music, I go into the Discord again. Solid Master Link says, I see you looking at the chat, RMC, and you didn't defend me, Mombrain?
I was doing a lot at once.
We're done here.
I didn't see that.
Music trivia is my favorite part, and someone's going to say I cheat. We're done. This is the last podcast ever.
Stop it.
Oh, I was actually. There's a reason I didn't answer a couple of them because I saw it, so I had to navigate away from the chat.
I'm doing other crap on my phone while I'm doing trivia. I mean, Mombrain, please speak up for me. I love music trivia. It's my favorite part.
It is, and Raw Meat never cheats at anything ever.
I definitely did not cheat. I pulled Willow out of my butthole.
Did anybody in the chat say Willow? I doubt it.
No.
Willow never know. All right, that's it. I'm not really upset, by the way. Thanks for watching and listening. Now I got to see if this damn stop button's going to work. We'll talk more about squirrels in the after show. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe.
Oh, I got it. Squirrels, for or against? Oh, it's photo time. We need a picture. Hold on. I got to have a picture of Nikki Hill on my phone. Let's make this official.
I probably do too. Somewhere.
Oh my God, Mom Brain, you never talked to me about the thing I sent you this morning.
The duck?
Did you get that thing I sent you?
I forgot that I sent it to you, and you don't even. I got the picture of the back of Nicky Hill as he's looking longingly into that chocolate display.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Everything's made of chocolate.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I think I got to go. Oh. Yeah, I got a good one. Hold on.
I know what one it is.
It's this one. Here's our picture. Look at the camera. Okay. I hope the camera somehow picked up a little bit of that. Kirby says he just rewatched Willow. And Wolfric Chaser, there we go. Wolfric Chaser, the source of the dad groan was a Parents Play episode. Can you print a picture of Nicky Hill out and put it on a paper plate next week, says Dre Gamer.
Sure,
oh my God, to get our printer working? Are you kidding me? You're going to do that?
Because I have stuff I got to print out.
Okay. All right, well.
That one too.
We ain't doing that. These printers don't work. All right, everybody. That's the end of this whole thing. We're done here. Thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks for having me every week. I appreciate this.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Come on now, you stupid mouse. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, listening. Have a great weekend. Play some games. Rest, relax. You deserve it. Hang out with friends and family virtually. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Unless you live in the same house as them, then you can hang out with your friends.
That's true.
And family.
Well, I mean, even if you do, you could still do it virtually too. That might be fun. All right, that's it. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah. Goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah.